MiniVan Monday, February 11th, 2019. Yeah, so if you watched last week, you saw the little snippet why it was late. It was kind of a catastrophic week this past week. Started out, it was like, you know, cat puking all the way down the wall is kind of a sign maybe that it's not going to be a good week. I don't know. Anyway, it was a crazy weather week. We had another, I don't know if it was part 2 of polar vortex, whatever it was, blow in. Probably in the last week, we got at least another probably 1.5 feet of snow. Yeah, we had 1 or 2 days where it was really cold and below zero, not the 50 some below like we had before. Today, I'm sitting, you can't tell because it's kind of overcast, but the sun's rising. I just got off work. I've picked up an extra shift. It is 17 degrees at 7:34 in the morning. So, and we're expecting, I think they said 2 to 3 inches of snow today and some tomorrow too. It's going to be a lot of snow, but it's not as cold. If it stays at 17 versus 17 below, it's a huge difference. Yeah, it was crazy, but we're fine. So weather, unfortunately, that caused work to go, so we're really far behind. More so because travel, the one day when it was snowing, we had really high winds and it was whiteout blizzard conditions. You couldn't drive. I mean, once again, schools, lots of places shut down. We were open, but, you know, staff couldn't get in. The truck drivers were stranded, couldn't get in there. And then now we've been trying to play catch up. So this past shift, oh, I do apologize. I am tired. I will tell you more about that. And, yeah, I just got off a shift and I was cussed out and glared at, we'll just say, for the first couple hours. And, I just tried not to let it bother me. I feel for these people that are stuck, you know, they make their living by driving, not by sitting. And they're like 12 hours behind. So not looking forward to going back into work tonight and tomorrow because I don't really know how it can get better. Really kind of scared about that. But anyway, I just do the best I can and treat everyone with kindness and respect because that's all I can do. I can't fix it for them. So I just try and keep things moving. Oh, so what happened this past week that I'm really sad about, I noticed Dolly, and have I talked about, or have you guys seen her out here? Her litter mate, if that makes sense, Lily, she passed away a couple years ago, and she would always be in videos, especially when Eddie and I filmed at home. She wanted to be held and would like appear. She was, looked like your traditional Siamese. Well, she had a sister and her name was, well, Dahlia, but we called her Dolly. They were my flower girls, Lily and Dahlia. And she was obviously still Siamese because she was in the same litter, but she was a mix and she was solid black. And, you know, not supposed to have favorites with children, fur babies or whatever, but Dolly and I were seriously strongly connected. She's my girl. And it was kind of funny. I have to share this story because I just need to talk about it. When we got Lily, Eddie found, I don't remember where he heard about that there was this Siamese cat that someone was giving away. It was like a litter at somebody's farm or whatever. And he knew I always wanted one with blue eyes. So he went to pick this one up and he called me. It was like an hour drive away. I was at work and he called me to let me know he'd picked up this cat. We didn't have names yet, or a name by then. And he said, yep, I picked her up and there was one other one left. It was a solid black. It didn't look Siamese. And my immediate thing is, turn around and go get her. You can't leave one all by itself. Well, that one was Miss Dolly, and she was a Spitfire from the beginning and is very vocal, what would be your traditional Siamese. And she meowed at Eddie that whole drive back to our house for an hour. And she did not stop talking until Saturday. But, so, and she and I just had this bond, and she, you know, she would tuck me into bed at night, and she would like try and knock my phone out of my hand, like, put this down, you need to go to sleep. So once I had that down and had my CPAP machine on, she'd curl up beside me for a little bit, and then she'd get up and go do her thing, and she'd come back and she would sleep on the bed with me. And she would like sleep, I had to have my arm out, like, and she'd be right in the crook of my arm so I could pet her. And if I like woke up and wanted to move, or if I left to go to the bathroom and came back, she'd always be in my spot, and I'd have to move her, and she'd meow, yell at me. But we'd have full-on conversations. When I'd get home from work, she would come to the door, meet me, and she would start meowing and like telling me, I'm assuming in her mind, she was telling me what happened, and she would wait for me to talk back to her, and then she would talk to me. She was very special. We don't know what happened. There was some underlying cause. She was, well, her birthday is the same as mine, so she would have been 12 in April. And something was going on that we didn't know, that didn't really present itself until with cats, you know, they kind of quit eating, quit drinking, and they lose weight rather quickly. And I could tell she was losing weight. And then in about the middle of the week, I could really tell her personality was different. She was not, I mean, she was still by my side, and she would purr nonstop. She wasn't as chatty. She wasn't as playful. She would hunt, and we would say like, Dolly, where's your mouse? And she would go hunt her cat toys and play fetch, honestly, with them and bring them to us. And she would like bring them and put them in the bed in the middle of the night. And she wasn't doing that. So I knew something was wrong. But I didn't know what. And I couldn't really get her to eat or drink. And of course, I couldn't get into my vet, the normal vet. I don't remember what was the reasoning. Couldn't get in, and I was concerned. Eddie got home. So Saturday we were calling around trying to find some place to get her in, because I honestly didn't know if she'd make it or if there was anything we could do until the, you know, through the weekend. And just have to keep talking or I'm going to start crying. So we were able to get into like they took us as an urgent care appointment to a vet we hadn't gone to before, but that was okay. And we don't know what happened. Basically, you know, when cats stop eating or drinking, then their body starts metabolizing the fat that they have. And then that goes through their liver, which causes a fatty liver and causes basically their liver to shut down. And I hadn't noticed, of everything I'd noticed, I hadn't noticed that she was actually, like, her skin was kind of yellowish. So I hadn't noticed that until the vet pointed it out when she looked in her ears, and I could see her skin was yellow, and I was just like, oh, this isn't good. And the vet couldn't find any, well, it wasn't like an obstruction. I don't think she got into anything. And really, they told us, you've got her, we can give her a shot of cortisone, and you're going to have to force feed her and hydrate her. And maybe by Monday, she'll start turning around. But there's probably still some underlying cause, because a normally healthy cat would not just do this. So we had to make the very difficult decision, as always, because this was my girl. I wanted to do whatever I could to save her, and I knew there wasn't anything I could do, because by now she'd lost enough weight and was just weak, and I couldn't put her through, and I didn't want her to get scared of us. If I had to like force feed her and inject fluids into her, I didn't want her to start hiding. We've gone through that with another cat. And we made the decision to say goodbye to her. Those of you that are pet owners totally, completely understand. Those of you that don't probably think I'm just a blubbering fool, and that's okay. You can think that. But this one was pretty special to me. She was my baby. And that was Saturday that we said goodbye to her. And Eddie is just so stoic, and I mean, he loved her too, but he was strong for me. And we just came home and stayed busy, and I didn't really get much sleep. So I worked, you know, it's Monday, so I had to go into work at 6 o'clock on Sunday night. So I stayed up all night doing stuff, and then I went to bed in the morning, so I sleep during the day, and I did not sleep well at all in my last night, we'll say, which was during the day. But you know, it just kind of really hit me when I laid in bed and she wasn't there. And I'd wake up and immediately reach over, because that's what I did, was reach out to pet her and make sure she was by me. And, you know, then I'd find nothing, and didn't get a lot of sleep. So I'm kind of proud of myself for not freaking out on any of the people that got angry and frustrated with me because of the situation at work, not because of me personally, just because I am short on sleep and emotional. So it's kind of, did I just have snots fly out of my nose? I'm not even going to edit this, so I don't know. If you saw it, you saw it. I know it landed on my lip, so sorry. I'm a crying hot mess. So, all things considered, I'm pretty proud of myself for keeping it together today. And hopefully I can get some sleep today. So, tonight at work. Oh, my hair is really flat. I just kind of looked at myself for the first time. So, that was a bad. Like I said, the week started out with cat puke, blizzard, storms, and my little baby girl is no longer with me. So, we have 4 cats left in our herd. We still have 4, 2 boys, 2 girls. And when I told Eddie, I said, you know what's the hardest part? We'd adopted most of the herd relatively close together. So all of them are about the same age. Actually, the 2 girls that are still living are the oldest. They were the first ones we got right before we got married. They'll be 13 soon. And then the oldest boy that's still left, he'll be, I think he's 12. And then the other baby, Poncho, he's like 8 or 9. But those are pets, you know. And I've had pets, dogs and cats, my whole life. I grew up with them, and I've always had a pet. And I am heartbroken every time one of them, their time is up. It just hurts so bad. And I mean, they give us so much love. They don't know how to not love, I think. And that's just, you know, their hearts wear out faster because they love so much. So that was my bad end of the week. And I don't know what else to talk about today. I have a very busy week ahead, so hopefully that will help me. I have a chiropractor appointment today. I have a dentist appointment tomorrow. I have a hair appointment on Wednesday, I think. I'm getting together with my friend Joyce. And I have my tax appointment on Friday. And then I work Monday night, Tuesday night, then Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So lots of stuff to keep me busy. Has anybody else done their taxes yet? This is kind of when we always do ours. So I should know. You know, there's a lot of things with Eddie's job and with my side businesses that I know I need to track all year long. And I am always down to the day before, staying up, like, without getting any sleep, getting things finalized so I can bring it to the accountant. And once again, that's how it's going to be. hopefully Eddie will be home. He's not sure if he'll get back. He's obviously out on the road. So I hope he's there. I can handle going to the accountant and getting it done, but I just prefer having him there because he knows more about like his job and deductions than what I do. So yeah. Anybody else already get them filed? Already pay them in? Are you getting refunds? We have no idea because typically I have it pretty well planned, so at least we don't have to pay in. That's always my goal. I don't want to have to pay in. I need the money during the year, so I don't really like to use, some people like to use their taxing almost as a savings plan, so they guaranteed a refund and then they have that money for whatever they need. I really try to keep it pretty equal, and if we get a refund, it's usually pretty small. But they changed a bunch of the tax laws the year before that specifically affect the transportation industry. So I'm really concerned if I'll have planned well enough to cover that we don't have to pay in. That's my fear. So it'll be whatever it's going to be, and we'll just figure it out. But I tried to make sure I made the right changes so that we don't have that problem. So, okay. Well, I'm either going to be yawning at you or having snot fly out of my nose. So I'm just going to let you go so I can get in the house and get some sleep. So I'm ready for another night. Another night at the races, or whatever you want to call it. I hope everybody else has had a good week and nobody's had a loss. If you have, I feel with you. My heart hurts with you. We're never alone when we have heartbreak. A lot of times we keep it to ourselves and don't want others to feel sorry for us, or I don't know what it is. If it's a pride thing, we always seem to, I know myself, I always have the most difficult time asking for help. And if I'm in a tough time, sharing it, even just for like support for people, even though you're not wanting them to fix it, just because I don't know why. I don't. And I don't want other people to be that way, because it's like, you know, every burden is easier if we help each other, share with it. So I need to take my own advice a little bit. So I guess that's why I shared with you my sad story about my Dolly girl. So, okay, I'm going to get out of here. Oh my gosh, it's not even a half hour yet. It's still plenty long. So I hope everyone is having a great day, a great week, a great 2019, whatever it is that you're listening to this. Thanks for hanging out with me in the minivan. I didn't have to have the car and the heat turned on. Like I said, it was 17 degrees and I actually had the car running long enough that the heat, it's still warm in here, so I'm fine. But yeah, take care of yourselves. Never forget how much you matter. Thank you for being there for me. I had posted on Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat, like after, you know, in the evening after Dolly was gone, and received so much love and support. So if you are my friends out there and follow me there, thank you again for loving me and caring about me and my heart. It means so much to me. And never forget that I feel the same way about you. So have a great week. And I don't know guarantees if I'll get anything posted. I have stuff to edit. Don't know if I'll get time with this week with everything going on. But for sure, I'll be back for MiniVan Monday next week. Bye, friends.